I loved this compound until it hit me with a nasty side effect, which I guarantee you've never heard before. And it's funny, as everyone recommends it like it's a vitamin. Have you got a pulse? Perfect. Add in the Masteron. But for me now, Masteron is just not worth it. And there's some others coming up that I've also retired. So lads, prepare yourself, as a lot of you might be about to walk away from some of your favourite compounds. So Masteron, why did I stop it and what's the deal? Well, you know that dry, ripped look that everyone worships? On camera it's crisp, but in real life, sure you look lean, but also about 3 divorces older, as when you strip away too much water and glycogen from the muscle, you flatten your fibres, thin the skin and starve the cells. Collagen then slows and the facial fat drops. So you've got abs, but you're aging like a beef jerky. That's not the kind of look I'm chasing. I want a nice face. Yes, I would like to book in for a fat grafting operation. But anyway, that's not the only reason that I dropped it. The thing about Masteron is it cranks DHT through the roof. The glands then block and the eye blows up with inflammation. And I was like, look, I cannot deal with this. Now, given it is a rare side effect, maybe 1 in 1,000, still, I'm not about to start rocking the jacked pirate look with the parrot and the patch. So between the age accelerating and those weekly eye appointments, it kind of stopped being fun and felt a bit like skincare malpractice. Nevertheless, there are certain situations where the wrinkle fuel earns its spot. Estrogen is high and you've got a watery physique that needs to tighten fast. Or you're a bodybuilder and you just don't care how your face looks. And then on the other hand, Masteron does fail for anyone that's lipid sensitive, chasing real muscle, values sleep, and wants to keep looking under 70. So the next compound that I'm not using anymore is primobolan. Oh? Yeah, I just got sick of that slow progress and the constant high volume of oil I was injecting. I figured, what's the point? Relax, I am joking. As Primo is one of the best compounds there is. Low risk, high reward. But there is one compound I did drop without hesitation. And I stopped using this way back, but I see so many guys wasting their cash on it in 2025. And it's Proviron, the pill that promises confidence, libido, hardness.
Bullshit.
As the only thing it hardens is your belief in marketing. Now, chemically, Proviron is methylated DHT with only 3% oral bioavailability. It drops SHBG, so free test shoots up, and for 48 hours, you feel invincible. Then, when SHB crashes below 10 nmol, your mood will be tanked, and you're there Googling, why do I feel off on cycle? And remember, Proviron is less anabolic than Mast, and Masteron does all. If you want that on feeling, fix E2, thyroid and cortisol rhythm. And with all that, Proviron really is the warm-up set of anabolics. It feels okay, but it just builds nothing. So on to the next one that I will never use again. Winstrol. Let's just be clear. I'm not using the oral version of Winstrol because those little tabs look harmless, but they're 17 alpha alkylated, meaning they burn through your liver with every pass. ALT and AST skyrocket, HDL tanks, and appetite will disappear. You're gonna look lean but feel wrecked. Now the injectable, it personally hits me different, and that's the one I prefer, as it works insanely well for a while. And just within 2 weeks, the physique will transform. Drier, denser, and more aesthetic than any other anabolic can produce that fast. However, it's a double-edged sword. The muscle looks bulletproof while your connective tissue's turning to chalk. And yeah, by week 4, you will look like a Greek statue. Also, you'll be moving like one too. If there is someone using the dodgy water-based solution, congratulations, because you've just entered the Abscess Olympics. Now, the oil-based Winstrol is cleaner, still a little bit risky, but that's the only version worth touching. Now, it can be used in short 2 to 4 week periods, like a beach trip, or a midlife crisis you planned in advance. But wait, Winstrol is going to fail those that have high enzymes, CRP, ferritin, and low HDL, plus tendon pain and injuries. So basically, if your labs look like a cardiologist's to-do list, Winstrol's not really your friend. Up next, that one anabolic that started it all. It's Dianabol. And this was always, back in the day, the oh shit compound. But the secret behind it isn't magic, it's chemistry. As Dbol converts to a strong synthetic estrogen, and that forces sodium and glycogen into the muscle cells. And that instant size that everyone talks about is just cell pressure. It's not lean muscle tissue. And that same pathway that makes you look superhuman initially also drives up blood pressure and liver stress. So now you're big and you're broken. Right, so what's a different option? Well, if your risk tolerance involves already living on the edge and you need mega size, there is an option called anadrol, but it's not for most people. It's fascinating though, it doesn't aromatize, and its wet look comes from cell signaling and nitric oxide, not estrogen. Instead, it triggers this rapid anabolic cascade, and that gives the user a supercharged feeling and a mega 3D look in the gym. And it's not fake size, it's your cells firing like they've been plugged into a generator. But this stuff will wreck most users. No experience or regular blood work, you just go off to side effect heaven. Now, I treat Winstrol and Anadrol the same, using them in short strategic bursts based on my health levels and risk tolerance. Nevertheless, whether it's Debol the balloon or Anadrol the blowtorch, both are going to roast your liver. And what about Trenbolone? You ever going to use that? Yeah, well, Tren didn't make the list because it's not actually a compound. It's a lifestyle choice. Anyway, what anabolics have you stopped and you'll never ever go back to? Drop them in the comments below. Let's have a look and see which ones have left this smarter era behind. Now, a lot of guys blame their genetics at some point, as it's the safest and most polite excuse that there is in the game. As when those side effects come in, they can be like, well, why is this happening to me? And you might start to hear the classics. I've just got thick blood. I convert to testosterone really easily, and my HDL is naturally low. But most of the time, what we call genetics is just protocol chemistry that we haven't matched yet. Not bad DNA, just bad timing, dosing, and failure to use the correct support systems. And here's what that usually looks like. Someone's running test and HCG, and they think they're doing everything right on paper, but the estrogen is climbing. The water retention hits, libido goes down, and they get the impression that they're an overconverter. Or another guy is on test, Anavar, and GH, and his labs are showing ferritin's rising and blood is thickening. And that becomes, oh no, my blood's just really thick. Or someone's HDL tanks after using orals, and they chalk that one up to family genetics. As everyone is built different, liver speed, thyroid tempo, and dopamine tone. Therefore, one size never fits all. And it is common to chase the next phase, the next dose, the next fix, but it is always smarter to just stop and think, what is the trajectory in the long run with how I'm running my TRT or cycle now? And what's my health looking like in 10 years' time? Because at some point, it's not about getting bigger or leaner, it's more about just staying bulletproof. And that's the entire art of enhancement. Not more, not less, just optimization. In any case, if you think you might need some help and guidance on your mission to level up, you can reach out. Below this video, in the description box, there's a link. You hit that link and I'll get back to you as fast as I can. Next video, pre-workout injectables. This is Dr. James. I'm out.